Okay, I think I'm live this time. And I'm Chloe, and this is WordStitch, and I've got a fuzzy camera. Maybe it will figure it out eventually. Maybe if I keep moving, I don't know. I don't know how to focus videos. Like that's it. I don't know. Like I know this going to do it? Is that or do we Yes, in fact, I made it worse. I am Blob. Hello from Blob. I am Chloe. This is WordStitch. We are doing regular word sprints. There is no gaming or other novelties going on this evening, just writing sprints. We will be starting out with a 10-minute sprint. I will be very blurry through it. I'm also, oh God, I had the count. I was all prepared to tell y'all how many words I had for Nano, and here I am. Here I am. I have no idea. Excuse me. I'm also Yanni, and I am behind, so I don't have time for this. So according to the Nano site, I am at 44,572. However, I do have 418 sitting here in my I'm sorry, I keep looking up and seeing blurry camera. um, I'm sitting on 418 that I have not reported yet because I report at the end of scenes. So I am actually at 44,990. 5,000 words, 5,010 words to go. I can do it. I don't know why I saved. So there we go. Focus. So Nikki, you finished after you I don't know why I focused that. But Nikki, does that mean that you finished after Jace's stream, right? That was 2 days ago. Congratulations on that, by the way. I did not keep up with my pace of writing 3,000 words a day after that. I did 3,000 that day, and then I I did 2,000, but I actually think I'm kind of lying on that 2,000 yesterday. But like the way that I report anymore is not accurate because I report when a scene or some other like ending chunk is done, whether I've ended a scene or I have finished a blog post or whatever it happens to be. So because of that, my actual count on the Nano site is never fully accurate. Like right now, where it's missing 400 words. But anyways, let's go ahead and do our first sprint. We'll get this first baby sprint out of the way, and hopefully get some good energy going because I really need to write another 2,000 today. I really don't want to be leaving anything more than 3,000 for tomorrow because I do have stuff that I am doing tomorrow. So we have this 10 minutes on the clock. Again, I'm using Forest app. I use it via BlueStacks. That's how I get it on the screen looking all pretty. I will see you guys in 10 minutes. Okay, that was time. Let me know how you did. Finish that sentence. Let me know how you did. I got about 250 on that, which I did have to stop a couple of times to do some quick Googles. I'm just gonna put it out there. I don't know about y'all, but like my favorite site for like words that I need on the fly, where my brain is like, I want something like this word, but not this word, is Power Thesaurus. If y'all have never been there before, Power Thesaurus, it's a thesaurus, but they stretch they branch out into related words and not just synonyms. So in this case, and these probably would have popped up as synonymous, but I knew I did not want condescending, but I wanted a word similar to condescending, and the word was actually patronizing that I was looking for. Again, like I knew that there was the correct word and that what was in my brain was not the correct word. The word I wanted absolutely was patronizing, and I just forgot what it was. So did a little search for that, and then another little search that failed. So all of that in 10 minutes, I feel really good about. 522 is absolutely mad in a 10-minute sprint, but congratulations. And Shadow is editing. And Shadow, as long as you are not like desperately clawing at completing Nano, that is okay. Slightly bad apparently claim that with pride. Absolutely. There was a time, I don't know that I ever would have been able to do 522 in 10 minutes. But I certainly used to be able to do the 30-minute 1Ks. My pace has slowed down since then, but like, you know, it's when you start learning a new skill, you first have to like get the rough side of it, which is writing as many words as possible down, and then you hone it to like something more like so that those words are actually pretty. And that's where I am, which is in no way saying that your 522 words are not pretty. We just also all have our comfortable writing speeds, and mine, I feel like these days I generally do about four. I generally do about 420 minutes, 4 to 500. Can't guarantee anything you wrote was actually good. That is okay. Oh, there you go. Okay, so Shadow did not mean to lose a word, but is close to winning Nano. So one word isn't terrible. Absolutely. If I wasn't 7,000 words out, I would also be editing. And you know what? I actually did yesterday when I when I picked this up, I had to do some editing. Yesterday, 2 days ago, whatever it was, I again, like, so I was working on a different project. The first big chunk of the month, it was supposed to be the first half of the month, and then that ended up being, I think, over 3 weeks that I was working on the other project. But so like, I picked this up, and I was literally like mid-scene when I picked this story up. So there was definitely some editing that had to happen on that first day that I was with this new project, just to like figure out where the hell I was. And I'm already well over 50K for Nano, but trying to wrap up the story so you can start in December with editing my first ever Nano win, because my God, was it cringe. I don't know that any of us were ever like really proud of the actual story that came out of our first Nano win. I did end up like editing and finishing. I never published my first Nano completion, not because it was bad. It just ended up not being the genre that I pursue for publication. And I still like, I'm proud of this story, but certainly those nano drafts were terrible. But yes, I understand trying to wrap it up um, before the end of the month. I was really disappointed in myself last year because I wrote 100,000 words, which is amazing. I hit six figures last year, but I I came to the other, so I wrote two novels. Both of them were about 60,000, 55,000, I guess. So when it came to the end of the month, I still had another like 10,000 to write. And I was just so disappointed with myself that I didn't actually finish, just to like brag and say that I finished two novels. Also, I edited a novel in the middle of that. It might have been a novella. I don't remember which book it was now that I edited during Nano last year. No, I think it was I think it was a 90,000 word novel I also edited. I was writing full time though. Full disclosure, this was literally all I was doing at Nano last year. In case anybody's like, how the hell did you do that with a full-time job? I did not. Yeah. So, and Shadow replaced his word. Yay. Goal is to hopefully salvage the first win enough to make a good working draft for potential publication. Absolutely. There's, and the thing is that like, I feel like most people, even outside of Nano, their first drafts are pretty train wrecky, right? Like it's a first draft. So I always look at Nano especially as, if nothing else, you get the skeleton for your story, and then and you took a skeleton and you kind of threw a whole bunch of meat at it, and now probably it looks like some terrible Frankenstein's monster disaster, but like slimy. And then next month, what you do is you like take all that gross slime off of it, and then next year you start putting actual flesh on it. And make it a beautiful child. I don't know. That went to like weird areas that I was like, I'm going to keep going with this metaphor to see where it goes. I speak the same way that I write. I have no idea where I'm going, and I just enjoy the ride. So Nikki, overall count for Nano is 50,345 so far. Need to keep writing because you're not done with your book yet. Yep. I feel like most people don't get their books done. Either they don't get their books done during Nano, or they finish them early and have to like figure out something else to do for the rest of the month. That was actually how I discovered that I'm good at writing romance, because I couldn't even tell you what I was writing that year for Nano, but I finished it. God, I don't know what story that would have been that I was. It might have been when I was still like messing around with YA. But like I can't write YA because as soon as I think of teenagers, I think of my teenager self, and then there's like sex and drugs and like terrible stuff that you're not like, that are not at a level not appropriate for a YA. Like I'm not saying that there's no sex and drugs in YA, but like there are lines. Yeah. So anyway, I finished the book early and had like an extra week, and I was like, whatever, I'll write a stupid romance. I had just gone through the 50 Shades debacle. And I yeah, so I just like attempted 50 Shades of Grey, and I was like, I can do a better job than this. And it turns out, like, not to brag or anything, but I can. But she did an amazing job with making millions of dollars off of that book, and I'll never be able to do that. So like every time I say anything negative about 50 Shades of Grey, keep in mind that like she is amazing for pulling off what she did. Like, we should all be so lucky. Read through most of it yesterday and made an outline and made yourself laugh so hard with your outline notes. Yes, I've been there before. Got it. and like to write YA where they're actually young adults and not teenagers. You know, that terminology is really the YA, and now there's like NA, but like what is the difference? It's real weird. Yeah, I grew up on like Christopher Pike and R.L. Stine and that kind of YA. Where they were actually teenagers, but they were stories that were for teenagers and not, you know, what it has turned into, which is teenagers, but they're really not teenagers. Um, and the market is not geared toward teenagers either. It's weird. Anyways, let's go ahead and do our next print. I'm going to put 20 minutes on the clock this time. Gonna switch it up from the stitch. You know, they like tell you the name for these things when you first get it. But then like you never see the names again. So I have no idea what that thing was called because I bought it during a stream. So I just call it the snitch now. Because it does in fact look like a golden stitch, right? Just like fluffier. A furry golden stitch. But anyways, I'm gonna pull up, I believe that's the plum. Yes, plum tree. And put 20 minutes on that clock. And I'll see you guys at about quarter of. Okay, time up. Sorry that I was not muted for most of that. I guess it didn't really matter for most of it because it would have just been typing sounds, except then I had a friend start texting me and just do like I don't know. She just sent me like 4 texts in a row. About you too. I don't know what's going on here. What? Oh no, I'm looking at. Oh God, I had 2 people texting me. That was what was going on. I have no idea what she's talking about here. I was going to be like, listen to this dumb shit, and I have no idea what she is talking about here. Oh, she just got a new phone, and I don't know. I don't know. It's just doing something funny to her. Maybe when I'm like not in the middle of reading, it'll be funny to me as well. Anyways, how'd you do? I got I think I got about 450 there. I'm doing that thing where because of the program I'm writing in a wave maker for this part. I don't have a really good way of tracking words without like storing numbers in my brain that I could do and I choose not to. So I feel like I was at 672 before. And now I'm at 1112. Excuse me. 1112, which is 460. Yeah, so that was pretty good. And this scene is like being a lot more heartwarming than it's supposed to be. And I'm having a massive issue here because this is romance. It does happen to be a sci-fi romance, but I am definitely in like the romance arc of it right now as opposed to the sci-fi arc. And so like my couple is supposed to be making up in like 2 scenes. They're supposed to still be fairly upset. Well, she is supposed to still be like really upset with him. And instead everything has been really heartwarming in the last 2 scenes, so I don't think I'm gonna make it that far. That's okay. I always like one of my biggest problems when I write romance is I feel like I never have a strong enough like final argument with them. I always feel like my characters are being silly. And I think that's just like part of romance anyways. And I don't know if it's something where like I notice it worse in my books than in other romance books, or if I am like right on par with everybody else and it just bothers me more. Did I say that backwards? Like, are mine actually worse, or do I just feel it more because it's my own child? Anyways, so I'm chugging along though. Also, I have discovered. So I recently got. I don't know. I got suggested a oh my god, Shadow. I looked outside and my cat, which is supposed to be an indoor cat, was outside. Hopefully your indoor cat is also like ones that I have had in the past where if they get outside, they don't understand that they need to run away at that point. And they just kind of sit there and they're like, this is a new place to be. And then you just grab them and bring them back inside and everything is fine. Chalk, the one who normally lives right here, but is actually under my feet right now, he won't go outside at all. We have a sign on our back door warning people that we have indoor cats and please keep that door closed. We put that sign up when they were kittens. It's just him now. We lost the other one. She died. She didn't like lose as in like run away, but like pass away. But she didn't like outside either. Neither of them like outside. He will, if the back door is left open, as that sign asks people to please not do, he will sit one tile from the door. So like the door is here and then there is one tile and then there is one tile behind that. He will sit on that back tile. He won't sit on the tile closest to the threshold. He'll sit one tile back and he'll scream at us for help. because the door is open and presumably we're outside and he is scared for us. Um, anyways, so the other day, I don't know where it came up. I remember I was not like fully thinking clearly when I saw it, but I was recommended Microsoft Editor as an extension for Chrome. I'm like, when I say I was not thinking clearly or whatever, I mean, I was probably tired or in the middle of doing something where I was like distracted or whatever. And I went ahead and got it. Like, I don't know what this extension is, but let me just go ahead and get this stupid thing. I don't know. I don't know what it's doing, but it's basically like the Microsoft Word little red and blue squiggles, the auto, the grammar and spell check. Why does my camera keep flickering? Why? I don't know why my camera is flickering. But anyways, so it's just a little like spell and grammar check, like what Microsoft Word does, but it does it for like everything you type, no matter where you are. I guess in Google Chrome specifically, or whatever browser you use. But it also does it. I use WaveMaker for my writing app, and WaveMaker is in itself an extension. So I just discovered that it works in WaveMaker, and WaveMaker has the shittiest spell check I have ever seen, and no grammar check at all. And this thing is actually pretty accurate. So I've like it's been catching things that weren't getting caught. And it's actually giving me viable suggestions for words that are spelled wrong. So I'm happy with this thing. Yes, though, Devin, it is definitely Attack of the Tech Gremlins here. I noticed it flickering in that last sprint. And of course, didn't really think anything of it. Because I was in the middle of writing. So like I saw that flicker and was like, maybe I'm hallucinating. I do that sometimes. It was not hallucination. I now know this. Just flickers. So let's go ahead and do our next sprint. Yeah. Yeah. I'm put 20 on that clock again. Gonna grow a wisteria. I like growing the wisteria. You know what's funny is I just realized that the mouse does not, like where y'all are seeing the mouse is not where it is on that screen. That is the wisteria right there. My mouse is actually gravitating up next to where that arrow is that tree recently unlocked. I don't know why. It's got that weird glitch there. Anyway, I'm gonna do wisteria. Wisteria is the actual devil. We have it out of control in Atlanta. The only thing that kills it is the kudzu. But yeah, it's pretty, at least, I guess. All right, 20 minutes again. I will see you guys at 1:15. Okay, that was time on that sprint. I'm going to finish that sentence. That sentence being, look, I get that all species have different junk because that is what I write. I am here to write the classy. When I say species, I'm talking about aliens. In case anybody thought that was going to a weird place. Also, Shadow, I love that you used wisteria in your novel as a name. Did you use it as a name, like a person's name, or as a place name? Because I feel like I only hear it as place names, but it could be because we like to throw plant names on things constantly, like roads and apartment complexes and stuff. Also, hello, Paget. Thanks for joining. And Spence, well done with breaking 48K. Shadow 39 is better than -1, so I will give you credit there. A last name, awesome. I was at like 11:17 before. Is that what I said? Does somebody remember that? And I'm at 16:30 now. So I got 5 and change there. And I would really like to report this to Nano to see my number go up. But again, I only report when I finish scenes, and I usually have not finished the scene. You guys aren't hearing that. You guys didn't see what I just did there. But if I'm at, I think I just hit 40. Yes, I just broke 46. Oh, it is the name of a mer creature in your fantasy. Is it a mer person? When you say mer creature, I get that perplexes me slightly. Not that there's anything wrong with saying that. My brain probably goes to like weirder places than it's meant to go because again, I default to the weirdest stuff imaginable. Yes. So Paget has over 6K to finish before midnight tomorrow. So that means you are at just south of 44K, right? That's not, I mean, like, so I'm doing better than that, but I'm not doing a ton better. Oh, right, because like I said, I just hit 46. So like I'm about 2K ahead of you. I don't I'm like trying to do my best to get more words today so I don't have as many tomorrow. But I do think that 3K a day, depending on where you are geographically, I believe it is just now like evening-ish for you, right? I feel like that's not terrible. It's not great. It's certainly not great, but like 3K per day, not terrible. Okay, so she's a person, but not human, and the origin of the mer in your world is still murky. It is crazy story on that. Fair, fair. A lot of what I write is also in that situation where everything is kind of murky and I don't really know what I'm doing. Oh, okay. So you are not even on my end of the country, but on the other end. So I feel like depending on the pace that you usually write it, that yes, that like you've got rough seas ahead, but it's absolutely doable. It's aware, like if you are below 40K right now, I worry about you. But like 3K days. I mean, it means like cutting yourself off from like any extra activities at all. Especially if you are working. I've got like one thing scheduled tomorrow. I have a lunch because I do. Okay. So like everybody has their traditions when they finish a novel, right? I feel like usually that tradition is like alcohol or a party or something like that. but I'm a fatty fat, so my tradition is buffet. So because I finished my Christmas competition, Steamy Romance, a couple of days ago, I'm going with a couple of friends to the all-you-can-eat sushi place tomorrow for lunch. Because it is too expensive for dinner. It's like 15 at lunch and like 25 for dinner. And I'm okay with that 15. But it's one of those places, like, it's not buffet style. You still order, but you can order as much as you want. And I am just excited to have a ridiculous amount of sushi tomorrow. And then somehow like making room for their red bean ice cream. So, and like they've got like noodles and stuff. Yeah, you cannot pass on all you can eat sushi. That is absolutely true. Also, they've got that novelty where, like, I don't know if you all have places like this by you or not, but like a lot of these places that do the all you can eat sushi, I don't know if it's an actual like mechanic of keeping people from being dumb, or if it's just like a holdover from like how things work in Japan. I don't know how things work in Japan, but like all of the places that I've been to that are like this, if you don't clear your plates, if you leave food on the table, they charge you for it. But they charge at this place, they charge like $1 per like single roll cut, which is still like a really good price. Like even if I was just like buying this sushi, like usually most sushi rolls are cut into like 8 slices. So that would be $8 for the roll, and I pay anywhere between like $6 and $12 at a regular sushi place for it. So like even a punishment, like, oh no, I have to take sushi home. Sushi doesn't last very long. Devin has just said that he's never had sushi before. Sushi has a shelf life of hours. It's really like the rice gets funny. The rice gets funny overnight. But yeah, so like it's rare that I cannot finish everything I order, but it's happened a couple of times. And I'm like, yes, give me a little doggy bag of sushi. And in 2 hours, I'll find some space in my stomach. Yes, Paget, 100% car sushi. Sometimes you find that space before you even make it home. Like, oh, there's room for that roll. Got it. We're good. I love sushi. Also, like I know a lot of people like reject sushi because it's raw fish, but even if you don't like raw fish, there are tons of sushi options that are not raw fish. That either it's like if it has like fish in it, it's probably going to be raw. It's really rare that you get like cooked sushi. Sometimes you get that fried stuff. They take a sushi roll and they deep fry it. America. But a lot of them have like veggies in it. Like there's avocado rolls and like cucumber rolls and stuff like that. Or there's also like crab rolls or shrimp rolls. And of course, anything shellfish cannot be eaten raw. It has to either be cooked or, oh God, what's it called? The dish where you cook it with citrus, where it's not cooked with heat, but it's still cooked. I can't think of what it's called. But yeah, so it is what it is. I love the deep, like I always have to get one deep fried roll. Also there is a sushi place by us that has what they call a scrunchy roll, and it's like the most basic roll ever, but I love it to the end of the world and back. It is a spicy crunchy tuna roll, so they call it a scrunchy roll. The crunchy is literally just, I think it's like panko breading. I'm not 100% sure what it is. Also, anything that has a roe in it, which is the itty bitty fish eggs, because they're like savory pop rocks. Absolutely delicious. Um, like they're tiny enough that every once in a while, like a little bit of them will like get stuck like way back in your like that little like pouch right there. Um, I'm assuming everybody's got some like not like a big, but like it is a tiny thing. So sometimes one of them will get stuck back there, and a couple hours later, you'll just have this little like pop in your mouth. I'm like, oh, it's a party again. I like weird things, is what I am saying. Um, and I love this. So Paget has eaten the leftover car sushi while driving, spilled all the soy sauce and wasabi all over herself in the car, and still was like happy with that choice. Yes. Yes. Like I wish it had gone better, but at the end of the day, I would not have not done that. Knowing what I know now, I still would have done it. So let's go ahead and get another sprint in. And that's going to take us. How did I lose track of time again? I don't know how I do this. So it's going to take us to 47 past, which means that we will just like, we'll run just slightly long to get that last little 10-minute sprint I like to do at the end. But that's okay, right? Like, we need to get these words in. It is that day. So 20 minutes on the clock. I'll see you guys at 47 past. Okay, that was time. I just hit 2,000 in this scene. I was at 16 and change, so I'm at about 400. I did have to do a little bit of research though. So I feel good about that. Oh, sorry, I had like a grammatical correction pop up again because I've got that thing going. It's because I used the phrase undermine. And it's like, that's a word. Like, you can make a word out of under and mine, but I don't want to make a word out of it right now. Anyways, so I had to do a little bit of research because research, but like research in the sense of like looking back on my own stuff. Because right now my character is telling a story about something that has happened in the past. And that story is actually already written. I have already written a extremely short story, like a 2K story about this like previous generation of these characters. Basically, dad is telling a story about the terrible crimes against humanity that he and her mother did. So I had to actually go back to that. It's not a crime against humanity because they're not humans. They're genetically created things. It doesn't matter. Anyways, they did a terrible thing. And I've always regretted it, but that's okay. So I had to like go back and actually like scan that story to remember why exactly they did what they did. They were working for a company. I feel like I am, not that it matters at all to y'all, but they were not bad people. They were just doing what they were told to do. Kind of that, one of those deals where the scientist is hired to create something and they think it's going to be used for good purposes, but actually it is for bad purposes. Kind of one of those things. But Shadow got 6 words. Again, better than -1. So that's okay. And Spen's got 500, so 1,500 to go to finish Nano. So you're probably going to finish that today. But not with me because we only have like one little 10-minute sprint left to do. And Shadow shared a sentence. The rose hue of dawn glinted through raindrops and bathed the field in a rainbow of future prosperity. I miss writing pretty words like that. I feel like I have been so desperate to like just get stuff finished right now that I'm basically just like a puppet master and nothing is very pretty right now. It will be pretty. It just isn't right now. Paget got 627. That is fantastic. Also, the octopus story. So I ordered baby octopus once. And I did not expect, like, we were ordering takeout. And I like to try new things, and I saw baby octopus, and I was like, oh, okay, we'll give it a whirl. I don't know what that's gonna be. And I'm like expecting chunks of meat, right? Because I'm not like, I don't know that anybody would reasonably expect it to be actually like a little palm-sized octopus. And that's exactly what it was. Like, how often does your like meat stuff actually look like that meat? Other than, I don't know, I guess that does happen a lot with seafood, right? I don't know. It's different with octopus though than if it's like a whole ass crab sitting there, right? I don't know. It is in my brain. But yeah, so it was a whole octopus, and they had like a glob of rice right here, so little tentacles and a little head, and there's just like a ball of rice right here, and then like the seaweed wrapped around it. And so like and like I didn't know how to even eat it. because it was just so disarming what was in that box when I opened it. It was not still. Okay. When I do this little gesture, I'm not saying it was still moving. It was just it they're dangling there. They are but like I don't know. I'm sure that like obviously like people eat this or else it wouldn't be an option. So I'm sure I don't even know like the correct way of going. Like, do people like bite off the legs? And I don't know. I don't know, but I panicked, so I shoved the entire thing in my mouth because like that's how I panic eat things. I don't know. I've already explained. The like I don't make smart food choices. So I shove it all in my mouth. And of course it ends up being too big for my mouth. And I spend like the next 3 minutes just like chewing on this thing. This was like 20 years ago. Let me clarify that as well. I would have been in like my very early 20s. And also this would have been early 2000s, right when like sushi was starting to get really popular in the States. I feel like if I was having this sort of experience now, I would have not. Yeah. Right. So anyways, that was my weird sushi experiment. And yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong right now with just like tossing words up on the screen and making them pretty later. I especially like again because I write romance, I always feel like I need to go back and if nothing else, just like get some sort of a like common theme throughout it about like the inside joke, if that makes sense. Whether it's an actual joke or not, but like, that callback reference that I feel like is always part of the like grand gesture at the end, right? Where like somebody at the beginning is like, you know, I'm just gonna like make this sound as shitty as possible, but somebody at the beginning is like, I'm broken. At the end, they're like, you're not broken. Like calling back to that. Obviously, that would be like the worst way ever, and nobody's ever going to translate that as a callback because like that is such like a common phrase in these things. But y'all know what I mean. Like some random. I'm never gonna get to the top of this mountain, and then like we'll reach the top of the mountain together. There we go. There is the thing. Get up that mountain. um. Ooh, whoops. I almost put shadow in time for a second when I went to click on this. Most of my words aren't pretty. I write a lot of dark fantasy, but there's not, when I say pretty, I mean poetic, like, or like not even poetic, but like making a picture, creating that picture, making the art as opposed to the craft of writing. Because writing is both. Like creating that plot is the craft, and like making those words paint a picture is the art. Oh, no. It's mostly a mess. Got it. So like what I'm doing. I'm like I have like a guy characters nodding right now. Everybody's nodding or like shaking their head or like cringing. I'm going through motions right now. Anyways, let's do our final sprint. We're going to do 10 minutes this time, just as like a little cool down. I don't know what tree we have at. I need to buy more trees. I need to get more coins to buy more trees. About that weird stitch. I'm going to use this thing. This was like a prize for them reaching some milestone. I have no idea what it is. But we're going to do this weirdo check mark thing. 10 minutes will take us to 7 past. I'll see you guys then. Okay, excuse me, that was it. That is time. That was the wrong button. There we go. So that was the final sprint. Yay. I have no idea how much I wrote. Excuse me. I think I wrote like 200. I think I was at like 2050 before, and I'm at 2255 now. So I think I wrote about 200 there. And I think I wrote about 1800 for the show. So I feel good about that. I'm at 2255, and I think I was around 400 before. So that was fantastic. And that puts my nano total up to, let's see, if that was 2255, and I have a feeling I still have 1,000 to write today. I feel like that's what's about to happen. I'm at 44.5. And I wrote, oh God, I forgot how to math. Oh, my computer is angry. Angry computer. 44, 45, 46. Oh. Okay, so I kind of just broke my computer. There we go. I clicked on the wrong button, and like everything went to chaos from that. And then like I forgot how to math. 44, 45, 46, and 2 is 46, 46,800, and I wanted to be at 47 today. So I'm doing way better than I thought I was going to. I will finish this scene today, and the scene is dragging like crazy. This scene was supposed to be a short explanation, and it said it's already at 22. I have a feeling that the scene is going to be like 28 by the time it's over, but I don't have that far for my goal today, and I'm super excited about that. So, oh no, I just had my viewer count up way high. Did I just get a raid? Or am I just having some weirdness? I'm like not on the proper screen to see this stuff. Oof. No, I just suddenly had a whole bunch of people join, and unfortunately we're ending today. So everybody who just joined, I apologize, but I will be back tomorrow. I'm probably going to be back from like 10 to 12, and depending on you know what, I'm going to be back a bunch tomorrow. So look for me. I will be dual streaming. I'll be streaming on both Twitch and YouTube again. So wherever you are seeing me now, you'll be able to see me tomorrow. I do, again, have another 3,000 to write, and I need to get it done by 8 o'clock tomorrow because I do have to work the next day. But I'm off all day tomorrow. So I'll be streaming tomorrow. Good luck, everybody. Spence, very well done. Looks like you're absolutely going to finish by today. But yeah. Thanks, everybody. I will. Oh, yeah. And if you're on YouTube, Devin just posted his playlist. So you could find another sprint to go to. I don't know. How many people do I actually have? I don't think I have that many people on Twitch right now. I haven't seen much from over there. So I don't think, and everything, computer's just grumpy. So I'm just going to call it a day there. Thank you, everybody, for joining, and I will see you again soon. Bye, guys.